I wasn't supposed to hear it. In fact, I wish I hadn't. Because once you hear something that wasn't meant for living ears, it changes you. You start to question everyone around you, their smiles, their words, even their intentions. That night, at my cousin's wedding, I heard something that shattered my understanding of my family forever. Before I tell you what happened, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, because this story isn't just about secrets. It's about how one overheard whisper turned into the kind of revenge no one saw coming. My name is Evelyn Hart, and my cousin Rebecca was getting married at this beautiful countryside estate, the kind of place that looked perfect in pictures, but felt off in person. The ceremony was stunning, and the music soft and elegant, but there was something strange about the energy in the air. My aunt kept glancing toward the groom's family like she was expecting something to go wrong. Still, I brushed it off. Family drama was normal for us. Weddings just brought it out louder. After the ceremony, the guests moved to the reception hall. Laughter, clinking glasses, and slow music filling the air. I decided to sneak away for a few minutes to call my mom. The reception area was too loud, so I slipped into one of the hallways behind the main dining area. That's when I heard it. Two voices, low, tense, whispering just around the corner. I was about to walk past when one of them said my cousin's name. She doesn't know the truth about him, does she? My steps froze. The second voice replied, "Of course not. If she knew what he did in Brighton, there wouldn't be a wedding." Brighton. The word hit me hard. My cousin had gone to university there, same place where her last boyfriend mysteriously disappeared years ago. Everyone had said he'd just left town, but Rebecca had never really been the same after that. Now my heart started racing. Who were these people talking about it? I leaned closer, just enough to peek. It was the groom's father and my uncle. My uncle, Rebecca's father, looked pale, nervous. He whispered, "You promised this would stay buried. If she finds out..." The groom's father smirked. "Relax, Alan. As long as your daughter keeps believing my son's the man she thinks he is, no one has to know how deep this goes." My mind was spinning. What could possibly be buried that connected both families like this? Then, the groom's father said something that made my stomach twist. "If anyone asks about the missing boy, we stick to the story. He left the country. Understand?" I felt like the ground slipped beneath me. The missing boy. The one from Brighton. Rebecca's ex. I didn't breathe. I couldn't. My uncle knew something about that disappearance, and the groom's father did too. I backed away quietly, my heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. When I finally got outside, the cold air hit me like a slap. Should I tell Rebecca? Should I confront them? I wanted to scream. But instead, I did something else. I recorded the rest of the night. Every toast, every whisper, every little thing that could help me make sense of what I'd just heard. And it didn't take long before I found my next clue. During the couple's first dance, the groom's father stepped aside to take a call. His voice was low, but my phone's recorder caught enough. He said, "The files are safe. As long as her father keeps quiet, no one will link the project to Brighton." Project? Files? Brighton? It wasn't just about a missing boyfriend anymore. Something much bigger was going on. I spent the next 2 days pretending everything was fine, but my mind was racing. I searched online for anything tied to Brighton and the groom's last name, Warwick. And that's when I found it. A small local news article, barely 2 paragraphs long. It mentioned a construction project halted years ago due to environmental concerns. But buried in the comments section, someone had written, "People disappeared when they started digging there, including a university student." I knew it. The missing boy wasn't just some rumor. And somehow, both families were involved in covering it up. I decided to dig deeper, literally. Rebecca's father worked in real estate, and when I checked his old files, one stood out. It was labeled Warwick Holdings, Brighton Excavation, Phase 2. The same name from the article. Inside were photos, permits, and handwritten notes. One of them made my blood run cold. It read, "Site closed, 1 casualty. Keep quiet until approval." That casualty was the missing boy. My hands trembled as I realized what that conversation at the wedding really meant. My uncle and the groom's father hadn't just covered up something. They were responsible for a young man's death and had built their partnership, their family's connection, on that secret. And now, Rebecca had married into it. That night, I called the local police anonymously and sent copies of everything I'd found. The notes, the files, and even the recording from the wedding. But I didn't stop there. I also sent the same information to a journalist who covered unsolved cases in Brighton. Within a week, she called me back. Her voice was shaky with disbelief. She said, "You have no idea how long we've been trying to prove this." The article that came out 2 weeks later changed everything. Illegal excavation linked to missing student resurfaces. 2 prominent families under investigation. My uncle tried to deny it. The groom's father vanished overnight. The police reopened the case, and the Brighton site was officially declared a restricted crime area. As for Rebecca, she read the article sitting at my kitchen table. She didn't say a word for a long time, just stared at her wedding ring, then took it off and set it down. When she finally looked up, her eyes